Okay, so,
Still in the first one.
all right, I would like to call this regular meeting of the Bethel Public Utilities Commission to order. And just for the record, due to some technical problems, it's 4:39 PM. So if you, and this today is Thursday, March 10th, 2022. So please rise, join me in the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business, public input. Do we have any public with us? I see Marty is here. Well,
Time to admit 'em.
hit the admit.
I did. I did.
It didn't. Try it again.
This is what happened last
There we
time.
go.
I hit it, you know, things did multiple times and then I turned the.
Okay. All right, well, that should do it, finally. No public input, any correspondence, anything late come in, okay? Then I'd like to I'll put a motion on the floor that we accept the minutes of the regular meeting of February 10th, 2022. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, so double seconded. Any comments, corrections? Hearing none, those in favor, by saying aye. Aye, that carries. Move on to financials, and if you have any questions for Brad, be sure to ask him, because he's got a tight schedule tonight, so he's gonna have to leave after he gives his report. So Brad, we'll do the financial report first, so take it away.
Thank you. So we're back in the surplus position, which we go through every couple months. We go deficit, we have a billing, we go back positive. So everything's looking good. You're currently looking out of whack. If you go into water and you go into legal services, the budget was 10,000. So far, year to date, we spent 22,000. And before we panic, it's all the loans, those clean water loans. It costs like $10,000 in legal expenses or more each to close those out with our Holman and Comley. I don't know how Bob tracked them in the past. It's really a legal expense. It does qualify as part of the loan. So the loan amount revenue is higher.
To offset it?
To offset it.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's good.
Marty did ask me about this today. I think he freaked out that we overpaid them. We didn't. It's Holman. So what we budgeted was mostly Marty's expenses. That's the 10,000. We probably should have budgeted for the clean water, but like I said, there's a revenue line to it too.
We could put that expense into the capital project also, if you.
We
wanted to
could,
do it
and
that
maybe
way.
that's how it was tracked in the past. I kind of like it in legal because it is a legal expense. But it's kind of tomato. We knew it was coming, so.
Why is it so expensive?
Uh,
Like it's a cut right thing.
yeah, except it's not. Because it's,
There were two projects, so
Yeah.
basically you had to close two of them. It's a series of paperwork going into the loan and then coming out of the loan, so it's time.
and anything that involves the state, it just extra paperwork, which,
Okay.
Well, because it's state and federal both, it's a pass through.
yeah.
So you got clean water fund and, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that happens. When we do the closing on the loans, yeah, we've got a whole room full of people for that. It's almost like selling a bond.
Yeah, and whenever we do a bond, including, we don't have to do ratings for this, which is nice because it's all locked in. But a bond, including the rating, you're looking at like 100 grand. So the 10 doesn't seem so bad compared to that, but it is. The only other update I will give you, last meeting, we had talked about the state finally allowed us to refinance those. We looked at it a couple times in the time frame that we have. It just did not make sense anymore. So we notified the state that we will not be refinancing them. We did, I don't know if they'll let us go back to them. We did say, we'll let you know if something changes, and they didn't say anything to that. We'll keep monitoring it. At this point, I don't think rates are gonna go low enough for it to make sense to do. It would have been nice if a year ago the state said, yes, you can do it. So, and all the new ones, I know we talked about this at this meeting, the state no longer allows you to pay back early. So, it probably won't ever make sense at this point, which stinks. So for better or worse, the state waited long enough, so it did make sense for us. But we did compare, Meriden had recently done one. And by the rates that they got and the amount of money you spend to do it, it just, at some point, just not worth it.
We have penalties listed under both water and sewer. What are those?
Penalties are penalties that ratepayers pay when they pay late.
Just the, yeah, the late interest fee.
Yeah, so it's not any penalties that we occurred, they're on the revenue side. So that's what they are.
Yep.
Excuse me, Matt, I just want you to know Marty still can't get in. So I'm just letting you know he's sitting here.
I thought I saw him up
We
there.
did, we
It said
said,
joining.
and then he's left and now he's stuck in limbo. So I'm just letting you know in case you want to text him or something, because he's in limbo right now. I don't know where he is.
Doesn't even give you the option to like.
Turn it off and turn it on.
Go on.
I'm always going it. Any other questions on the financials?
If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the financial report. Any other questions? Hearing none, those in favor, signify by saying aye. Okay, that carries. So you can, you don't need to stay around for invoices. All right, hold on, I'm texting Marty. All right, let's move on to invoices. Kathy, the sheet I have here was $2,800 and some, is that the,
That's it, yeah,
Okay.
they weren't sent out ahead of time.
Okay.
Because we just got them this morning, so now they're on there for today.
all right, I'll put a motion on the floor that we approve invoices. There are two, both from Weston and Sampson, in the total amount of $2,816.93. Second? All right, second from Dino. Any questions before we move on? Any questions for Tom? All right, hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, that carries. Under new business, Tom, we have a sewer allocation request for 17 Whitney Road and
That's correct. Mike Mizuko, the engineer, is here to basically give us a brief overview of the project. It is in the TOD zone, so the applicant can't go before P and Z until they get their sewer allocation from us first. That's just the way it's laid out. So he's here now to request a sewer allocation for his project.
okay. Floor is yours, Mike. Thanks for being here.
For the record, Mike Mizuko, professional engineer, my office is in Danbury, representing the owner, Frank Saunders, and Frank and Judith Saunders. And this property is located at the end of Whitney. He's calling it 17. I think if you put 17 in the GIS for the tax records, it's not gonna come up, but it's currently his shop. He was a excavating contractor. So we had